Hello everybody! I am here to tell you that we had some issues, but we don't anymore, so yeah, that's it. Bye! On a serious note though, we did have some issues which have been sorted. It took some effort to sort out, but we basically had some frost a couple of days ago and some snow. So we had some snow, it accumulated on the roof, and then we had a frost which made it stay on the roof, and then throughout the day it warmed up. And you know, cold, warm, metal expands, contracts. So what happened, and that is my mistake because I was supposed to do that earlier, but I didn't. I was supposed to put some silicone where the solar panels screw in to the roof, and I did not. I kept putting that off, kept getting excited about doing the inside of the van, so I neglected the fact that I had to do the silicone around the mounting brackets for the solar panels. So obviously what happened, contraction, expansion because of the weather, some water got in the gaps, and then obviously because I have the ceiling all up and sorted, that meant that moisture got into the insulation, into the vapor barrier, underneath the what the fuck am I trying to say? Underneath all these boards here, and it was dripping. And luckily I had this rope that starts here and it zigzagged all the way across the ceiling to hold the insulation in place when I was doing it. So it zigzagged all the way, and one of the zigzag points that I cut off was here. So I went for a drive to go to the shops during the frosty day, and I could see this wet, and it had a couple of drops on the floor just underneath this little thread. So what did I do? I dismantled half of the fucking roof, took the vent shroud off, took the solar starlight, fuck's sake, you know, this big window in the roof thing shroud off, took some of these tongue and groove planks out, took that wall down as well because I couldn't get to the ceiling otherwise, because the walls are supposed to support the ceiling. And then I realized that there was a bunch of water accumulating in there, so I drained it all, dried it, put everything back together, and then I resealed everything, resiliconed everything on the roof. And just to make sure that everything's fine, I did not skimp on the silicone. Look at that fucking amount of silicone. And this is just one. There's 6 mounting points. And the amount of silicone I've added on them is fucking insane. But yeah, it's all good now. All good in the hood. No more leaks. I tried it out with the power hose and everything. It's all nice and dandy. So now my next point of attack is the bed frame. And I put in the supporting beams now for the bed. They cover 2/3 of the bed. It's a king size, 150 centimeters by 200 centimeters. And it's done on both sides. Now I need to put in the IKEA supporting beams in. I don't have the mounting brackets for them. However, what I'll do is I'll cut out little indentations in these beams. The supporting beams will slot into them, and I'm just gonna screw them down with some screws. So yeah, I'll try and show you as much as I can of that, so stay tuned. So this is the bed frame that we're using. We have 3 of those, one at the back, one in the middle of the mattress, somewhere around a meter length, and one at the very front, which is gonna slide out. They're going all the way the width of the van, but the actual mattress is not. So it's gonna be a little gap on that side, and on that side we'll use them as little cubby storages. And yeah, so I need to drill in some gaps in there right now to slot that in, because if you have a look, I don't have any mounting points in there and it's just floating above the supporting beam, so I need to cut some indentations in the wood to mount that support beam in. So what we will be using for this job is these little things. They'll help me cut out the slot in areas for the supporting beams. This is what we got. Wish me luck. I'm probably making this a lot more difficult for myself than it should be, but it's slowly getting there. So I've done one of them, and it's not perfect by any means, but it slots in. Look at the damage. Luckily that's gonna get covered up, but it slots in. There's a slot here, a slot there, and I shaved that side off. It should go in nicely, hopefully. I mean, it doesn't go in nicely, but it goes in nicely enough for it to stay there, and I'm just gonna screw it down with a thick metal, well actually wood screw, yeah, because the majority is wood. I just drill through the metal, but yeah, I'm gonna screw it down and it's gonna be all good. So this is what we have. We installed one, and again it doesn't look pretty, and I had to use a chisel tool or whatever you call it to make it fit a bit better, but it fits and it sits all the way across, and I can sit my ass on it, and it is fine. My heavy 100 kg ass sits on it nicely. Whee! It supports. I did a job, only part of it, but yeah. One more left to do, and then we'll start working on the planks in between and the slidey bit. It's a bit dark now, but blame the winter for this problem. But if you bear with me, oh spooky. So I'm using my phone as a flash, as a light. But anyway, so I've done both of the beams now, and if you have a look, 2 beams are here. They're about 1 meter apart. The mattress is 2 meters, so yeah, it's coming along. But that's enough for today because it's getting dark. So we have been to B&Q and we bought a bunch of wood, and now the plan is I'm gonna put some cubby sides because I need to get more wood for the back panel of the bed here. Need a wider plank for it. But what we'll do, we will do this kind of cubby space on the side here. That's gonna have 2 more walls coming up. One wall is gonna support the bed frame, the other wall is gonna go against the wall. We'll have like a little cubby space in the middle, in the gap between those 2 walls here, just to store stuff. And then I'm gonna put some slats in between with some gaps, and in between the gaps there's gonna be more slats that are gonna slide out for the bed. That is the plan. So yeah, that is the plan. We'll see how it goes. First I need to measure that thing out, that little plank that's behind you, me, the camera. But I need to measure that out and go cut some wood. So I can tell that the area where it will have to cut off is just here. So I just need to measure that out, so I know exactly where to cut. Now I just need to sand it down. It's gonna be rough as fuck. Hopefully that plank is gonna be fine because it looks a little bit fucked. I don't know if you can tell, but it's bent. Like, it's quite bent, so I'll have to try and kind of like screw it down and straighten it out as much as I can before I do anything else. Really. Oh, the joys. So I screwed one of the sides down and it seems to be fine. I kind of torqued the wood down and it seems to be holding all right. I straightened it out somewhat. It's still bent, but it's better than it was. So I did one screw into the metal, one into the metal wood. These are straight into the wooden beam underneath. This one here. And then there's another metal screw there, and then one more wooden screw back there in the corner. And it seems to be pretty straight, pretty sturdy. So yeah, need to do the same on the other side. Frame everything off. I'm gonna create like a little wooden frame here. It's gonna go across, and then a little support on the bottom as well with a thinner wood, just to kind of tidy everything up. So far, so decent. Could be decent terror, but decent. This is what it's gonna look like. You can see it's nicely spread out, and we have gaps in between. That I just realized aren't big enough. Fuck. BRB. Now they are big enough. Yeah, this is what it looks like I just need to screw them down, but it's time for dinner. So after dinner, they'll be getting screwed down, and today is gonna be done. So it's the next day, and I have finished the main bit of the bed. You can see that's the main frame done. The bits on the side here and here are gonna be cubby spaces. I don't know what that was, but gonna be cubby spaces. I'm gonna put a little board on the back that's gonna prevent the mattress from sliding out. And I'm gonna put some boards here on the side to hold the mattress in place. And yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. Then I'll have to create a sliding bit here. It's gonna slide out for the second half of the mattress. And yeah, that should be it. First of all, I need to create a seating area here and here because the sliding bed is gonna have to slide on the seating area. So yeah, need to do that first. Who else can relate but you know when you hit your 30s, when you simply go to sleep, wake up, and your back is spazzing to oblivion and you can't fucking do anything, and then you end up almost vegetating for like 3 days because you can't even stand straight. You guessed it, exactly what happened to me. So I wasn't able to do much in the last 3 days or so, and now I'm back to continue this journey of van building. So what are we up to? Just gonna give you guys a quick update, but it's a bit of a mess right now. But the bed frame's done. Do the cubby here, fence off the back, do another cubby here. We have the wall in, and now we have the seating area here. So this one on the right will have the toilet hidden underneath it. Also, it will have the sawdust, speckles, our cat's litter stuff. It's gonna fit all in there. Maybe some cleaning things if it still fits. And then we also have one more here, which is absolutely covered with wood right now that I'm gonna use to finish off the rest of the bed. But yeah, the rest of it is here. And that's gonna house the heater, and it's gonna be in that corner. It just moved forward right now because of all that wood, but yeah, it's gonna be in that corner. I'm gonna put the diesel heater underneath it. I'm gonna drill a hole on the side of that chair that goes straight into the garage so we can put in some longer things because our bed's quite low. And then I have a 9mm, I believe, plywood for the fridge that's gonna slide out through here, through that gap between the seats. I have some sliders for it as well there in the garage, but I mean the van garage, but yeah, I have to do those things first, sort it all out, use up all that wood so it's nice and tidy again, and then we'll have the bed in place. So that's going to be really, really good. I'll be able to start with the countertops and shelves and all that stuff, add some decorative touches to the van. So yeah, we're slowly moving along. But yeah, that's pretty much the update, and I will be showing you what I'm doing in the next video. So I'm gonna start cracking on now, and I will love you and leave you. Share this video, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff like always. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!